Welcome back to part 2 of our amazing Super Turtle on Exile. In the last episode, my base died. Wouldn't you know it? Well, that's just too bad, but that's not all. S-Pro Mitch also lost a Spartan tank. No! Which means he's gonna have to get his stairs all over again. So that scarab that they sent over did a lot of damage. And it was assisted by those Wolverines and Gremlins. They sure did build a lot of Gremlins. But I mean, the Vulcan, fortunately, is anti-Gremlin. But anyways, looks like I'm going to bring my Spartan tank over. It was over on the right side, anticipating an attack. But I'm going to bring it over here to help my Cobras and also add some more to the stack that I got going here. Okay, so for a long time nothing happened. I mean, some small attacks here and there, but this is when we got all of our veterancy, and a whole bunch of vultures show up at my base, and I had just gotten it rebuilt. Oh well. I mean, we do have our anti-air here, and so, once again, I mean, look at all that veterancy. This is pretty solid here. And that's just from them sending in like 3 or 4 units at a time over and over. And I've had this tank at the back of this base. It's been working its way up those teal bases, which you see are just all over the place, and killing all of the turrets, trying to get some veterancy on it. So, but I finally find a base that doesn't have a shield on it, so I'm going to take advantage of that and get some more veterancy, because I don't think that he's going to come back and try and stop me, but I really should be careful, because Teal is the brute chieftain. So he could just birthright my tank and put a stop to this whenever he feels like it. So I'm living on the edge here. So I do eventually pay for my greed here, and some hawks show up to put a stop to my harassment on this poor brute chieftain's base. I mean, it is only 2 hawks, but they're probably going to kill my tank, and I can't really pelican out of there because they'll just kill my pelican, and then the chieftain's there too. So this is just too bad. I did manage to get a couple of stars on that tank too, but I'm going to try and pelican anyway and see if I get lucky, which I never do, so my tank explodes in midair while it was getting carried by the pelican. So I try to pelican the Spartan. After it falls out of the pelican, another pelican is on the way to pick up the Spartan. But unfortunately, he is also killed, and an empty pelican is sent back to go tell of its failure. Actually, that first pelican got shot down, and this one's going to get shot down too, because there was a scarab there anyway. So that's just too bad. That's what you get for breaking the rules of super turtling, which of course you can see S-Pro Mitch is doing right now at Teal's other bases, but what can you do? Okay, so once again, this is much later in the game, and apart from sending like 1 scarab at a time randomly from left side to right side, this is the next time that green has attacked us, again with vultures and hawks, and he's trying to flank my Vulcan stack here, and that is just unacceptable. He's dropping the Mac Blast. It doesn't look like he's doing a lot of damage, but I'm screaming at Fat Guy, "Why aren't your Wolverines up here? What the hell are your Wolverines doing over there?" And yeah, he was like, "Man, don't yell at me." But I was mad because here come all of these hunters, and there's no tanks, there's nothing protecting my Vulcan right now. So it's all up to my Cobras to not do what they're doing right now and tracking the Cobras that are running behind them. So they're not shooting at the right things. Oh, okay, it looks like they're shooting in the right direction now. You definitely want them shooting towards the bulk of the hunter crowd because of that piercing shit. But yeah, once again, it looks like my base is in a lot of trouble. There are no more Cyclops, and I've already used my Mac Blast. My Cobras are almost dead, and that's all I care about. I honestly don't care about my base. But here come the Cycli. Can the Cyclops heal the base in time? Looks like they're going to be able to do it. I mean, these Cobras are going to kill all of these hunters now, and I'm getting a lot of stars. I'm really lucky that they didn't decide to kill all of my Cobras and instead decided to try and focus fire down my base. So that's pretty fortunate. And my Vulcan stack lives to tell the tale of the time it should have died. Yeah. Since I lost that Spartan tank way back when, I decided to put another Spartan in my Cobra. Fuck Spartan tanks, so yeah, anyway. Oh man, looks like there are more hunters, and here comes that brute chieftain of regret. Oh man. Please do not let him birthright my Cobras. Don't let it happen. Kill him. Yeah, he's pretty vortex happy, so even if he does have birthright, it seems like he just goes right into vortexing. So that's good. Every time I saw that chieftain, man, I just remember how scared I got. So Fat Guy's gonna leave his Wolverines here, because he doesn't want me to yell at him anymore. And alright, let's move on. Alright, and about 10 minutes later, here comes Purple with his Vicious Blades Arbiter at over an hour into the game and a bunch of Assault Beam Hunters. I mean, they are doing good work of killing all of Ablaze and Fat Guy's units, and S-Pro Mitch is throwing in his super veteranized tanks to get in between the hunters and my Cobras. And yeah, just doing a good job of mopping up this purple army. Teal and green, nowhere to be seen. So Purple was just trying to be the one-man wolf pack here, but it didn't quite work out the way he planned, if he was planning on doing anything at all. I mean, I don't know. So that's pretty much it for that attack, and we get some more veterancy on our units. As you can see, I mean, even Fat Guy's got a lot on his tanks, and he's been losing them left and right, because he just keeps them on the left-hand side of my base, and that's usually where either the Scarab will show up, or something unlucky will happen to it. Or maybe he just has poor micro and passable builds. We may never know. Anyways, I'm gonna Mac Blast his tank. No, I'm not gonna do that. But I will Mac Blast S-Pro Mitch's tank. Oh boy, there's the chieftain. So it looks like Teal's army may be heading up here if it's not just a Scarab or two with some engineers. But it looks like Mitch is going to canister him and get even more stars on his tanks. Alright, so again, about 10 minutes later, here comes Green. Once again on my left side base, where S-Pro Mitch's tanks are luckily sitting. They do get stunned by those Gremlins, but at this point they're far too powerful to really be brought down by just some flimsy tinfoil Gremlins, which are going to get worked by my Cobras as soon as they get in range. Oh no! But there, they get frozen. Green tells them to chill out for a bit while the Gremlins try and overcome them, but Fat Guy's tanks are here too, so they are, again, just getting destroyed. It's not even fair. I mean, Green really shouldn't be attacking by himself like this, but I guess he's just trying to emulate what his purple teammate was doing earlier, thinking that if they just repeatedly and recklessly slam their units into our defenses, that we will eventually be overcome by the unstoppable onslaught of units. But unfortunately, thanks to heal guns and Cyclops, that's just not how this game is going to work for them, and they're going to have to think of something else. But I mean, they are new players, so they don't know, I guess. And this is how they're learning. Look at all that veterancy. And I mean, there's still an hour and 6 minutes of footage to go. So let's go ahead and skip ahead to something more interesting. Or actually, let's just see what Mitch's tanks are doing. I'm not moving my cursor right now. I don't know what I'm doing. But as you can see, Fat Guy is also adding some Cobras to the stack. I don't have an air unit there, however, so his Cobra is moved up. I'm not moving my cursor at all. There we go. So Mitch moved his tanks down there, but just got stunned, and now he's getting out. Guess he got scared. So, I mean, he's got enough veterancy. He really should be satisfied with that. But whatever. Now keep in mind that red Cobra, since it's moved up farther and it's also attached to my other Cobras, if that chieftain were to birthright that red Cobra, it would again stun every single one of them and get them all out of position. So if you're going to be making a Vulcan, try and make it as small as possible. You don't need chieftains messing anything up. Alright, this is boring. Let's move to something not boring. So, for a long time nothing's been happening, and S-Pro Mitch got a little antsy with his tanks and decided to go see what they were doing, and that's what happens. You just got birthrighted by that chieftain, and there's a bunch of hunters there, so that tank is gone. Here comes the Pelican, but it's far too late. There's the 3-star Spartan, which also gets birthrighted and is dead. Say goodbye to your fully veteranized tank, Mitch. Ah! One of my favorite things to do when I'm super turtling with someone is to laugh at them hysterically whenever they lose their Spartan or lose their Spartan tank. Not so much when they lose their tank, because that happens all the time, but if you lose your Spartan, I'm going to laugh at you. And I would expect you to laugh at me too. It's just because you know, when it happens, you're going to feel so bad. It's like losing a son. It's the equivalent of losing a real life son. It really is. But anyways, so try to crack a joke, and our way of cracking a joke is to troll each other. So I laughed at Mitch when it happened, and I don't think it made him feel any better, but hey, there you go, and I did it. So those hunters move on to try and claim more glory, but they are stopped cold by the wall of Cobras and what's left of Mitch's tanks. And he's just going to have to start all over again with a fresh Spartan and a fresh tank. So, too bad. I mean, that could have happened to anyone. They were literally sitting right outside my base, but that's just funny. So, let's see what happens next. Oh, I didn't even know my base was under attack here. I probably didn't even know it during the game either. But looks like the Vulcan and Fat Guy's tanks have this under control, and as you can see, Fat Guy stacked his Cobras better. They are now hidden amongst my blue Cobras. There's just some little blotches of red paint that you can see in there. Fat Guy's just chilling. Get it? Alright, moving on. So, maybe another 10 minutes later. They hadn't attacked us for a long time, and this time Mitch just decided to scout with one tank, I guess, to attempt to minimize losses if he lost it again. And sure enough, his tank goes right down, gets stunned by the Gremlins, and is going to continue to get stunned, manages to get its last star right before it dies. And now that 3-star Spartan is going to have to hustle if he wants to get out of there. It looks like he's going to make it, so that's pretty fortunate. I mean, if you lose the Spartan, that's just... Losing the tank is one thing, losing the Spartan is definitely another. It looks like he's also going to lose his other tank. No, not quite. But yeah, there goes another one of Mitch's fully veteranized tanks. And he's going to have to start all over again. At least he doesn't have to rebuild the Spartan, though. But yeah, he was pretty mad, bro. Not really. Mitch can handle a loss.
I'm gonna make myself no longer feel like a boom, baby.
But yeah, all of these green units are still here. And what I'm doing is getting some vision with these ODST drops so that Mitch can make his canister shells go through the cliff and all that good stuff. But anyways, tried doing some macking, didn't really do anything impressive. And here come the Banshees. Banshees are annoying because that sacrifice, they can do a lot of damage to your base, your tanks, all kinds of stuff. So once these Banshees show up, you want to get them killed as soon as possible. Fortunately, all of the Wolverines are here and taking them down with gusto. You can see Teal is down there just waiting to move in. I don't know what he's waiting for. Purple's up here. He should be moving in right now. Try and assist his teammate, and here he comes. Fully upgraded brute squads. This is not good. And that chieftain is here too. So I'm dropping the D-bomb, I guess. really shouldn't be doing that because him vortexing, you know, at least keeps him from birthrighting me. But I did drop the D-bomb, and now I'm going to try and focus fire with all my Cobras before he messes up my stack. Fortunately, he's just aiming for the core and doesn't mess up my Cobras. So that is another attack just brushed right off.
That's how we do it here in Jersey.
Alright, here we go. It's the Brute Chieftain. He's just heading straight towards my Cobras, and look at that. He just hits all of them. They were going to cryo-bomb them too, which they did still manage to cryo-bomb some of them, but just... oh, god damn it. That Chieftain just walked in there with knowing full and well what he was going to do. And just fucked up our entire Cobra stack. And yes, that is a bad spot for my Cobras to be. And this is also what I mean by them sending in units one at a time. You can see these grunt squads and brute squads just randomly walking up. But yeah, so gonna have to reset all of the Cobras. That's just what happens.
What am I doing, bro?
About maybe 2 minutes after that, while I was still stacking up my Cobras, a full pop of suicide grunts show up to my base on the right side. And we got 2 Supermax, the Super Carpet, all of these Cobras. Those grunts aren't going to do anything. So yeah, if you've ever wondered what it looked like when a whole bunch of suicide grunts die at the same time, that's it. It looks like I'm not going to look at the rest of it because I'm still stacking my Cobras. So I'll get back to you when I'm done doing this, because it's long and tedious, and you've already seen me do it. Alright, so here we go with S-Pro Mitch once again making his superhero move with his tanks, going down to try and kill some Cobras. Green had planted a few Cobras, and I guess Mitch wanted to try and get to the other side, the right-hand side, but he didn't want to take the safe route. He opted to take the more dangerous one. He's paying for it now, because it does not look like his tanks are going to be able to get out of there. Oh wait, actually they did. Those Hawks backed off. Or maybe he just macked all of them. He did get quite a few. But yeah, cutting it pretty close. Will his tanks be able to avoid the Hunters by Teal's base? Yeah, looks like he's going to be alright. Okay, I thought that was another part where Mitch was going to lose his tanks, but it looks like he's doing okay for himself now. I might even get another fully veteranized tank after losing 2 of them. Got the triple heal going. Looks like it's going to heal my Cobras too. That Cobra isn't even fully veteranized. I mean, they attack the left so much more than they attack the right side. Not to mention the right side does have a lot more Cobras there. But anyways. Alright, look how much money I have. 64,000 resources. But here comes the finishing touch. The final attack. All building killers. Oh my gosh, look at all these locusts. And on the left hand side there is a whole bunch of purple locusts that I have not seen yet. But you can see them there on the mini-map. They are shooting at Red's units, and I'm more concerned with these ones, I guess. I'm looking to see if they will manage to kill that tank. But yes, here comes a whole bunch of purple locusts. Why did I have eye-hook on my friends? Yeah, whatever. But yeah, these locusts are going to move up on my base. Unfortunately, I do not think 3 Cyclops is going to be enough to hold them off, and my Vulcan gun is probably out of range. Since, I mean, locusts have a lot of range themselves. So try as these Cyclops might, they just aren't going to be able to save it. And I gotta sell, so I can afford to build another base. Wouldn't want to run out of money now. So, yeah, my base is dead, and my Vulcan gun is just sitting here, unprotected, just waiting for something to show up and kill it, but it is not going to be these locusts. They certainly aren't going to be able to kill it. And my Vulcan is now going to unleash its fury upon them. Take out... Look, they just all died. The Wolverines, of course, are also killing the locusts, because loci have very weak armor. There goes S-Pro Mitch showboating, thinking he can take my base. Well, no, it's my base, kid. For the Exile Super Turtle, you want
I'll heal you.
whoever's gonna have 2 bases, you want them to be the ones on the outside, of course. I know I didn't say that last episode, so there you go. Anyways, here comes some Hawks to try and keep my base down and keep me from being able to rebuild it. And usually that's what stops you. If you're doing the 1 base Super Turtle, they all just try and spam your base down and get you out of the game. And that's why doing 1 base Super Turtles is so dangerous. So were they somehow able to take out Mitch's base or Fat Guy's base and keep it down with air, which has happened before. This isn't the only Exile Super Turtle we tried to record. This is just the one that turned out better. But anyways, that is the second time that I lost this base. Okay, so as you can see, I am rebuilding my base, putting up the turrets and all that good stuff. I guess I really don't have to put up any reactors, but I love when I am Super Turtling and I get a message that says Super Turtle. That's my favorite. So anytime you see me like playing Xbox Live game 3v3 or 2v2 like 100 something minutes or even like 45 minutes, that's a good indication that I'm Super Turtling. So you should send me a message whenever you see me doing that, because I don't know, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside for some reason. And also I accepted Sentient 5150's friend request, which I don't even use this Spleen Demon account anymore, because I went ahead and made myself another main account. See, I don't make second accounts. I just make multiple main accounts. But anyways, will I Mac Blast Mitch's tank? Find out in part 3 of the Exile Super Turtle. Here it comes. Boom! Boom!